and celebrate Reggae Month.
Welcome to Reggae Open University. I mean, it's a big celebration of Jamaican reggae music. We love it. We are live from the Bob Marley Museum. And we thank JARA for allowing us to have this amazing event in association with the Bob Marley Group of Companies. We're, of course, celebrating Bob's 79. Happy birthday, Bob. And thank you for joining us for this amazing conversation about reggae music and art. And specifically, we're going to be talking about graphics in reggae, graphics in music. What's the importance of it? How it has allowed us to enjoy the music even more. We're going to be taking this conversation through. You'll see I'll be joined by some wonderful guests. Thank you so much for being here with me, keeping me all cozy and warm. I'm Tavia Benjamin. We'll be talking to Baga Case, Demario McDowell, Taj Francis, and of course Fahrenheit here as well. I mean, I feel like I want to kick off the conversation by asking all of you, what has been the importance of graphics in music from your perspective? Shall I throw to Baga Case?
I'd like to start with the younger folks and we come
Thank you, my co-host, Taj.
No problem. Yeah, so the importance of graphics in music in general, because if you think about it, even before the advent of social media, before the advent of having easy access to things, if somebody go into a record store, somebody go and see a poster, them, even if they never heard a song before, the first thing that them see is that artwork. And then that brings that intrigue, and it's like, what is this? You know, where is this happening? Who is this? Whatever, you know, so that's like the first, a lot of the times, sometimes even to this day, that's the first point of entry for music for a lot of people, is seeing something that represents that artist or represents that event or that, you know, that particular sound, you know, so that's
because we're visual people,
yeah,
so what we see then pulls us in to ask more questions. Thank you for that perspective. Fahrenheit, what do you say?
I couldn't agree with him more. He said it perfectly, because you want to tell a story where music is usually giving you a feeling or telling some type of story. So the artwork now is helping you to create that picture, helping you to visualize that story, like he said. I mean, I remember the first time, I didn't know about Jimi Hendrix, but I saw this poster of Jimi Hendrix painted by somebody, a German person in the 70s, and it was just so dynamic. I still have that poster in my house, but it attracted me to want to know who this musician was, for me to discover his music, you know. First point of entry, like him say, first introduction to the artist is a visual. So yeah, very important.
So grateful. I'm going to go to you, Demario, and then we're going to come to you, Baga Case.
Well, graphics has always been an integral part of communication. In the days when I started, about 1982, out of high school, well, I was still in high school designing for Saturday Night Live at Harbour Roundabout. We used to use can spray and cutout paper to create a template because we didn't have printing machines. Everything was tactile, everything was physical. And if you made an error in putting even the art of music a little bit on the left or right side of a page, you have to pull up each letter and put them back down again with a thing called wax. So the importance of graphics has always been integral. And though we had to import what we used to call them cherry types. We used to have to import the types from America, you know. So lettering, he was a fantastic letter writer. A fantastic letter writer. So the importance of it, actually, it was our social media. But we didn't have social media, so people used to call the work that I did when I came in and saw Bagger doing all that physical work. I mean, all that, you know, original art writing, everything he did was original. Mine was like, they call it Hollywood. So I say, Hollywood? You're trying to bring Hollywood to the music? You know, and he can tell you, it was just something else.
We really appreciate that walk or jog down memory lane. Thank you so much for that perspective. And we're gonna go to you, Bago, telling us about, you know, what your perspective is on that importance. And he alluded to some of the work that you do, but please tell us why is it so important, you know, for us to respect graphics in music?
Well, first of all, you have to sell the product. And it is very, very, very important. Because as a graphic artist, you have to search and find the genre. You have to represent the genre. And we represent reggae music in Jamaica. And it had to have a look. It has to have that look. Because I was lucky enough to grow with reggae music. It was very important. That first artwork in about 73, 74 for Gussie Clarke. And from that, I remember I walked into a studio one day, and I think it was Soldier, the engineer, said, "So what happened, Bagger Case?" And a white man jump up and say, "Wait, Bagger Case that?" You know, when I look I come from Switzerland, in his own language. I come from Switzerland, and when I look on the artwork, I just feel like I'm not Jamaica. You know, because what I do is use bright colors, warm colors, because we come from a warm country. And it's to communicate. When you walk in a record shop, you need to pick up the most attractive album and look at it. And that is exactly what graphics is all about, reggae graphics.
I mean, you have been dubbed one of the most prolific vinyl designers ever. So, you know, tell us about that. Tell us about your work and the foundation that it has laid in the space.
I wonder what prolific means. Because as I said before,
World renowned.
Thank you so much, Fahrenheit.
I don't have to give thanks, you know, because I grew with reggae, and I was there as a graphic artist. As I said you before, the first job I did was Leroy Smart, Get Smart, for Gussie Clarke, you know, and that started me off. And after a while, I got very popular as a graphic artist, so people would come to me. You know, I don't know why I'm not a billionaire, but but it is a great journey, and I thought about it a lot and wanted to. When people said the graphics from Jamaica, I wanted them to recognize that we don't want to look like American graphics or English graphics. So I remember adding Red, Gold, and Green to the first album jacket, which is the same song by Israel Vibration. That was the first time the Red, Gold, and Green was attached to a reggae song. And I got it from Amali, because there was Kaya, on the back of Kaya album, I saw there was a painting of a spliff, right? And the watercolor, it was that?
The smoke coming
Yes,
out of the
yes,
split.
yes. And I saw the watercolor run into each other and form red, gold, and green, red, yellow, and green. And I said, that's a good idea. So I called Tomico one. And I said, Tommy, I can't put red, gold, and green on the job, you know, it's a black and white, but I can't lift it up, you know. And he said, that's a good idea. And it lasted for about 20 years. 20 years it lasted for, to express reggae album jackets using red, gold, and green. Yeah, but I just want to say it has been an astray. I don't remember the original question, but all I can say is that...
it's all about music and art and graphics, yes. So we're never straying.
Yes, and I'm proud to be a part of the Jamaica reggae music industry. As a singer and also a graphic artist.
We appreciate you so much. And Frankie Campbell said, you know, when you got that award from JARA in 2021, that he looks forward to seeing your work exhibited as art, your graphic design. So we're sending it out into the universe.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We're sending it out into the universe. Yes. Thank you so much. I mean, Demario, we're going to throw to you. You're known for your Sting posters, all about with its excitement. You've done Dennis Brown's Inseparable. You've also gotten the Peer Award, Graphic Designer Award in 2000. Talk to us about, your work and what has inspired your journey.
My journey has been quite an interesting one. When I started working with Mike Tomlinson, and his second, what's the name again? He used to work with Babsy Grange also. Lloyd Grant. That was corporate, right? That was Bagger was the vinyl designer, and I went up there and met him one day also. I met Tommy Cohen, quite a few of those persons. I was going to Excelsior High School, so coming up to Old Hope Road intersection, walking across to where the 4-H Club is now, that's the little place I called home, because a lot of persons were nestled in that area, dealing with Mike Tomlinson booking and PR and so on. So it gave me a good place to start doing small flyers. I had to graduate to posters. Even when it came on to graduating to designing Sting posters, I had to wait until, as a founding director in '84, but I had to wait until 1987 to start dancing a poster, because Migos was there before me. Migos, who is Migos? Migos is the guy that created the 2x2 mini billboards. Why did we make mini billboards? Because there was no finance in music to give us 8x4 boards, or matter of fact, those 21x10s, major billboards, so we said we had to find an innovative way of advertising our events. And remember now, people are using their house money, things like that, to leverage, to pay for setup of events and so on. We didn't have banks that loan monies for funding, for entertainment. Now, graphics, even worse. Someone said to one of the top promoters I was dealing with that they're wasting their money. Why are they wasting their money on graphics? Because people can come to the show anyway. So Bagger will tell you that it was a tough sell when we started doing things differently. The first time I used a full sheet of a full press sheet, 38x25, to design a poster. It was for the Sting poster. Created that genre, did the big Fat Boys poster, and it made me a star. When I say a star, remember when I say a star now, we didn't have LinkedIn, we didn't have any social media. Just imagine nothing. And you create a big poster like that, full color, only could be printed at lithographic printers. When it was such a challenge that the boss of the company came on and asked me if I was sure what I was doing. Now, having done smaller ones before, 17x22s, to do a 38x25 was ridiculous. And the design held so well that one of the things that happened to me, which my parents didn't like, was that a lot of bad boys were calling me.
Oh wow, we're gonna pause it at the Bad Boys, because we love good music and good vibes. But we really appreciate your journey, and we thank you so much for sharing that with us. I'm gonna go right to my left, Fahrenheit, and you have a lot of talents, musician, designer. Like, talk to us about your journey and how what we've spoken about has impacted.
Yes, talents like very similar like everybody else here on the panel. Like Bagger myself, I'm a singer. Most people know me in the music business. But my journey as a graphic artist, a lot of people don't know. I'm an Edna Manley graduate. I left Wolmer's and went into Edna Manley to do a graphics degree. And of course, if you know Edna, the music school is right next door. And okay, say no more. But where graphics are concerned, those were the days of breakdancing. Those are the days we used to sneak off out. I don't know if maybe people my age group would remember there's this big spray painted Savage Crew logo that was in Ligony, where the KFC headquarters is right now. I mean, me and a couple of friends did it like at 3 in the morning. We could have definitely, well, we did get in trouble for it and had to paint over the wall and stuff. But it started as early as the breakdancing days. I used to, just like my friend here, Demar, used to design a lot of flyers for the early Renaissance parties. David Muir, Sparkles, Frank and Ferno, Peacemakers, Colossus, Disco Flyers. That was my introduction to flyers and to graphic designing. And then later on in life, after leaving Edna Manley, I actually had a sign company called Sign Design. So I used to do signage as well as graphics. The Jamaica Lottery Company logo is one of the few that we created. We used to do all the signage for like Goodyear and a number of other places. So that was my introduction to graphics on a whole. But I want to mention more about reggae graphics now. And interestingly enough, I know a part of your later discussion is probably going to shout out the late Neville Garrick. He was a great friend of mine as well as his wife Colette, you know. I used to buy jewelry from her, and she used to always have nice artifacts coming in from Brazil. And Neville was the original one that influenced me to want to be a graphic artist. You know, he was already doing the spectacular Bob Marley album covers. If you know Bob Marley album covers, they're spectacular. They actually gave you a feeling when you looked at them. One of my final year pieces of Edna was one of the was the Uprising one. Bob's coming out of the roots, which I totally jacked from Neville, you know, big up. But he spoke to me. I think Neville used to go to UCLA, where he studied graphics, and he, you know, he pressed upon me that, listen, you can do many things. Don't get pigeonholed, you know. You know, you're doing, you know, you at the time I was good at fine art as well. You know, don't think you can just do fine art alone, get into painting if you can, or even graphics if you can, you know. Or I was actually getting into music at the time when he was having these discussions with me, but that was my introduction, as I would say, so yeah, enough said.
And I mean, I appreciate it, and what I've been seeing is the connection with music and graphics, and it's the entire visual design, it's all the visual arts, and it's how you've all been able to translate your love of music, your love of reggae, your love of Jamaica authentically into these visuals that bring people into the music. They see it before they hear it. So I just want to say big respects and thank you so much for sharing your journey with us visually. It really has enhanced how we experience the music. And Taj, I'm gonna bring you into this conversation because I know you have also worked on a lot of different illustrations for, you know, music covers, for vinyl covers. Talk to us about your journey. What has inspired you to enter the space in that way, and especially your relationship with graphics and music? What has that been like for you?
Well, first, I'd like to thank you guys for sharing your story. It was very inspirational. But yeah, my story started with graphic design, first and foremost. My story started in high school. I used to be a part of a crew of people in my high school called Deadline Sound, and used to do little DJing at different things, and I used to be the graphic designer of the group, because I was the person who drew and whatever. I was like, all right, well, I'll just do all the posters and all the, you know, event flyers and the little mix cover CDs of it. So that was like my first like exploration into the space. Until then, I was going to UTech, to the architecture, because parents said, oh, I mean, the graphics, you know, maybe, yeah, and then so.
No respect, eh? Yeah, like you were saying, eh?
No respect, so. But
we're getting there.
that fell out, that didn't happen. So then I just said, all right, well, I'm just gonna go Edna. And just, you know, my uncle, who also worked in graphic design at the time, he was like, yeah, man, just go Edna, just, you know, just try, just check, just go. Even if it's just 1 year, just go Edna, see what you can do. And yeah, I just loved it. And from there, by the time I reached second year, I used to do this thing where I used to paint on people's shoes. So I used to do like graphic design on people's shoes. So I get leather paint, clean off the finish off of the shoes, and paint like different things. I paint reggae artists, music artists, scenery on people's shoes. And I painted for a client, and she saw, and she was friends with Protege, and he saw the shoes that I had painted for her, and he's like, I need him to do an album cover for me. And then that's where that kind of just springboard from there, nice. Just doing a bunch of things like that.
We're gonna take a quick break. I mean, thank you so much for sharing that journey. And when we come back, we're gonna dive into the impact and, you know, the respect that we talked about of graphics and music. Thank you so much for joining us for Reggae Open University. We'll be right back. We are celebrating reggae music. JARA, in association with the Bob Marley Group of Companies, we're of course celebrating Love 79. And we're talking about the importance of graphics in music. When you see the vinyls, when you see those covers, it pulls you into the music. And we've been sharing a journey with my wonderful guest here. And right before the break, we said we're gonna come back and talk about what has been that love. Have you been receiving or feeling the love from others for the real value of graphics in music? I'm going to start with you, Baga Case.
Well, as I said before, I don't think we're really respected, because would you believe this? That Neville is the first graphic artist who got an OD. Neville Garrick is the first graphic artist to get that. And we have some wonderful graphic artists in Jamaica, great graphic artists. See my brethren? Okay. I was a graphic artist who did everything, but I majored in reggae, the reggae album designs, right? Because I do everything, photography and everything, and other designs and newspaper designs, but I spent a lot of time doing those reggae things because sometimes I would do 5 a week. Would you believe it? It's not easy. It is not easy to do 5 designs a week, because sometimes I used to work for VP for 14 years. I worked for Dynamics for about 15 years, and I do all the reggae companies in Jamaica. Even the IRFM logo, I was the one who did that. Yes, and sometimes I would sit in the studio and don't know what to do. And I'll pick up myself and go in a supermarket and start look. And ideas come because of the amount of designs that's around the shelf. And ideas come. I remember once I did something about a chocolate design for an album jacket. I've never seen that after. But I did that design, And we have to go through a lot of things just to express ourselves. And it's not easy. And most of the time, when they do a great design, as a graphic artist, you can say this is a great design. The client turn it down. But a lot of time, the client wants you to do what he wants. But you as a graphic artist, when you get the name of the album, you can say this is the right design for this jacket. But the producer and the own executive producer wants you to design what he has in his head. And he's not a graphic artist, so we are not really respected sometimes.
So it's respect for the art and respect for the artist is what's needed in the industry. We thank you so much for sharing that perspective. I'm going to bring you in, Taj, as, shall I call you a young designer in the space? I mean, you've been doing such big things. I don't even know if young is the correct phrase. But talk to us about your thoughts on that. Considering your journey through doing design for music and so on, what has that been like for you? What has been your experience and the respect and love that's shown to the artist, the graphic artist?
Well, I have to agree with Baga. I think that there is definitely a lack of respect, and not necessarily so much the fact that you can do the thing, but in terms of you being an asset to this culture, that's not necessarily, there's no priority necessarily put on that, which is a shame. Because what would happen if there were no graphic artists, if there were no graphic designers, if there were no photographers, or, all these different things that we need to build up this culture and build up this space, So I feel like it's getting better in a sense. I feel like there is a level of people kind of growing and kind of understanding the concept now. People say you said that you're a graphic designer to somebody, they have more of an idea of what that is now, maybe, a lot longer ago. But I think that there's still a ways to go, and I think that in building that respect, that only helps push everything else forward, because then now you have higher quality of things. So as you said, instead of the situation where you're giving your all and giving your creative energy to this thing, and someone's like, oh no, I think you should do this instead, and it's like, but imagine how much more further this could go and how much more further this could be respected if these creative ideas get a chance to be seen and be shown. I feel like it's important for the survival of the culture and of the visual aspect of it, as well as just music in general, for that to happen.
And I'm gonna come back to you to ask you about, where do you see it going? And I'm gonna throw that around to my fellow guest as well. But I'm gonna go to you, Fahrenheit, on the angle of how do we move from here? How do we move from the position of this lower level of respect for graphic designers to a point where there is as much respect for the work of the artwork we're seeing and the music that it represents, what do you think is the next step?
Like he just said, the platform is fairly new. Not the graphic art platform, but just the understanding of what goes along with graphics. And then again, graphics over time has moved really rapidly in terms of, he mentioned something very important in Jamaican, and it's still important in Jamaican advertising of events, 2x2 boards. 2x2 boards is a thing that somebody had to think of creatively, like, okay, we can't afford those big, what's the big billboard size? Yeah, it's Air Jamaica and Pan Am and Craig pay for those kind of things, right? But they now have to innovatively think of things to do for that, not just the street cred, but to get the marketability out there. And it's so very powerful, it worked when they did that. I grew up on, I'm sorry to kind of stray, but it kind of tallies to the bigger point. I grew up on a lot of Bagger Case's work as well. It's so cutting edge for you to include red, green, and gold now on a lot of things that you weren't before, because it just continues to cut through and work. So people now, coming back to your original question, where do we go from here? People are now becoming more understanding of the platform of graphics. Like you just said, when somebody said, boy, you know, I'm opening a business and I want my logo to be this, and I need to, and he talked to a graphic artist, said, okay, when you have to do this, and they understand the process now. And I'm jolting back to something else that you said. Driving around, you know, you say you go through the supermarket to get ideas and things. And another flip of that, when you drive around, or even in the supermarket, because it's sometimes horrible, when you can tell which products are out there that were designed by a graphic artist.
Yes,
I'm sure all of us can. You can just drive through Kingston, and a graphic artist, somebody who's not a designer, probably not, but every designer, when they drive through and they look at, okay, Mr. Foster's hardware, probably he just had his daughter design that.
Yes.
He didn't love him daughter.
True.
AZ car rental, and it's just like, wow, an A and a Z. You know what I'm saying? As a big, right. So
But you see the story in the art. You can tell an artist thought about that, pulled it together.
That's where you have to kind of give the respect, because when you can look at a logo and you can look and really feel a story coming out of it, or depict. When you look at the KFC logo, you get what the kernel is about. When you look at the Wendy's logo, when you look at all these very big global designs, you know, as simple as Shell. Shell doesn't even have to put SHELL beside the actual shell that they have accompanying their logo, because the logo is just so powerful. And they know it's a gasoline, but they know that's what represents them.
Absolutely.
And
as we've been also talking about events, a lot of times when you see a poster, it helps you to decide whether you're going to go or not.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I've personally seen posters and said, this looks like my vibe. I don't know these DJs, but this looks like my vibe, based on how it looks.
Exactly. I have a weekly event that's happening at Janga's, for instance, every Wednesday. It's an Afrobeats event. And even today, I had arguments with someone who is producing some artwork for me. And in just the look of it, I love dancehall events, don't get me wrong, but it just did look like a hardcore dancehall event. And that's not what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, no, you have to switch up that and go back in the Afrocentric feel and give it something. We're coming, you know what I'm saying? So it's very important when you see people transcending a message, giving you a message that's clear. Somebody had to really put thought and design it to make it clear, you know, and that's where you ask where I see it going. It's just that respect level is there. And you have people that are doing good work now, like this young gentleman. I didn't even know that you were doing those projects, which I was actually admiring.
Yeah, so
from a distance.
the first about 3-4 albums. Yeah.
Awesome. I know them, and I didn't know you're doing them, so congratulations for that.
Thank you.
So there's the respect right there moving forward.
Look at the love.
Yeah, man.
Look at the love. We love it. And, you know, the essence of this conversation is showing respect for the work that you have been doing, that you have been adding to the music. I'm going to go to you to comment from what Fahrenheit spoke about and continue to show respect for the artists, because they are very integral in the process of the music industry.
You said artist, and for a moment I was thinking artiste. But
there you go.
Yes.
See? So we're going to have to probably switch the thought. When I say artist, I'm talking to the two of them. Whoever is singing, whoever is creating those visuals for you.
Yes. But to remain in integrity with your creatives, in this creative space, we've got to really know, give more thought, not us, but our client base, our canvas out there, our world, to what it is that we put out. A lot of us, like Bagger Case said, spend a lot of time developing a product. And as soon as you've developed the look and the brand, in our days, we didn't know about image building. We didn't know those phrases, you know. We knew about coming up with a nice logo that is integratable. So you can make it small for business card, you can make it large for the name of the show, you can put it on TV and so on. But we didn't know about image building, brand building. We didn't know about those little nuances. What we knew is that when we designed a poster, for example, and completed it, we couldn't pass Crossroads with it. You never know that. But posters.
Thanks for letting me know.
You couldn't pass Crossroads with a poster. Remember, you was working at Trevanian Park where that design.
What do you mean by that? I don't get that. What do you mean?
You couldn't pass Crossroads. You couldn't put up a poster on the street above Crossroads because that was like a downtown kind of thing. So Leng was the one that had caused juggling. You know juggling? We used to juggling. He used to put and have the board in front. He was locked up many nights. Many nights I had to go and bail him, right? Because you're not supposed to be seen uptown with those kind of things. When I look everywhere and see boards, posters on walls, My Sting poster on wall, Fresh poster, Reggae My Lightest, Ram Jam, all those things, they couldn't pass Crossroads.
That's an interesting perspective.
You know, I didn't know this.
Yes, ask
And
Leng.
you know what I want
Because
to,
it was littering.
Okay, oh, littering, okay.
So MPM would have take it down from his uptown, you mean?
MPM never met them times.
So who was responsible for removing them?
KCAC and different
MPM,
people
yes,
like
yes, I
those.
meant KCSAC.
So what I'm saying is, we have been through a lot. You know, Bob would say he wasn't financed. But people said that it was difficulty for you to find finance for studio hours to properly produce music. Right. When we produce a nice flyer, there was no place to put it for visual depiction. One of the things that I also said a lot of people have missed in this is that a lot of the graphics for outdoors were done by people who were at sign companies, yes, who used to work and do the state karate, martial arts, Shaolin monk, Enter the Dragon. Those are the people that were doing the big visuals, you know. So when he was doing when Baga, my big brother, was doing LPs and 45s and the disco 45s, and then he'd do posters. I came up with the idea to make the version between what's on State Wall, Enter the Dragon, Shaolin Monk, you know, all of exactly. The side between that and posters. So that's why I came with the 38 by 25. But now to make it pretty, and they call it a Hollywood type, to make it transitional now, to take it into a kind of America kind of vibe, and then do color separations. I had to go to America to get color separations. For
litho alone,
lithographic alone was, yes,
you know,
it was so difficult.
I want to move us to...
I experienced racism.
Before you go, what I want to move us to, as you're mentioning that, is the evolution of our designs and, you know, how it has kind of moved through the time in terms of how it looks. I'm getting a wrap, so we're going to go to the break. It's been such an exciting conversation. Stick and stay with us. This is Reggae Open University. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Reggae Open University. We're talking about the evolution of music. We're talking about graphic designing music, why it's important. I'm so grateful to my panelists for sharing with me their own journey in music and the love and respect that we need to have for it. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with us. And of course, we want to say a big shout out to our sponsors. It's a long list. Stick and stay with me. We have the Chase Fund, JARA and Nephew, Urban Development Corporation. We also have Tourism Enhancement Fund, the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, JCDC, SEROM, VM Wealth Management, Sun City, Spur Open. We also have One Love 79, the Bob Marley Museum, PBCJamaica, S Hotel, Key Mix, So Creative, Juicy Patties, iPrint, Rhythm FM, Phase 3 Productions, and we also have Music and Entertainment Factory. We also have other sponsors. We'll come right back to them. But we thank you so much for this amazing event and conversation about the importance of graphics in music. Before we went to the break, I threw out the question of what has the evolution of these visual designs been? And Baga Case, you wanted to comment on that from your perspective and journey, and we appreciate your thoughts.
Okay, I hope I can remember the question, because I just want to say something. I just want to big up JARA. Big up JARA.
Yes,
for,
most definitely.
Yes, because they gave me an award recently. And the Jamaica Federation of Musicians, who gave me the same award years ago. I just want to say thank you for remembering us graphic artists. Okay. When earlier in my times, we couldn't get good photography. We would get somebody that's shooting a little shooting a little thing, and say, boy, bag, I'm carry this to the artist. And I say, no, you need to do a photo shoot. And that is something that we didn't have in Jamaica. So what I would do is just draw the photograph. Just draw it, especially now. Even now, I would use a computer with a mouse and draw what the man carried to me, something that I practiced over the years, just to have a good album jacket or whatever it is. Nowadays, it's just a little square and for upload. But it's the same process, it takes the same amount of time to do it. I don't understand what used to take place, because now and then, like a Carleen Davis album jacket, she would do a photo shoot, you know. A couple of people would do that. But most of the times, we didn't have that. We didn't have a photo shoot. We didn't have, it's just, and nobody knew what to do. Or you come to me to do a graphic, an album jacket. Give me all the necessary information to go on the album jacket. Give me all the necessary information so that the artist can collect his royalties over the years. Nothing was done. No writer for the songs and all them things. I had to fight. But I Gussie and people like those who are publishers would carry everything to me, and I can do a good album jacket. Until VP came into the process, came into the picture. And they would send everything to me. They would send everything to me and find it hard to get all the information from the producers too. Because when you look on the American and so-called, and the American graphics and all them type of Michael Jackson album, you know that work was put into it. They were brilliant because everything was offered to the graphic artists. And we had to, sometimes I had to do the liner notes for the graphic art. No liner notes or anything. And as a graphic artist, I want to listen to what the singer is singing. I need to know what the singer is singing so I can design for the singer. That was very important to me, and I'd never get nothing. Some of them because I'm a singer, I know about the person. I know about the person I'm doing the episode. I do some work with what I know of the person. And just do overnight after do this quick album jacket. Sometimes it wasn't easy at all. But we love it same way. We love it same way. Give thanks for the journey.
And we really appreciate it. As I was saying earlier, when I say artist, I want you to think about the artist who is making the music, but the artist who is creating that visual representation of what that music stands for, what it wants you to feel when you see it. And I'm going to throw to you, Taj, because we're talking about the evolution of graphics in music. We've seen it starting somewhere, we've seen it change, but then we're also seeing this fusion of, we could say, old and new coming together. What have you observed in that evolution, and where do you see it going as you continue to be in this space?
You know, it's funny, I feel like, because even when you were referencing drawing with the situation where you feel like your thing looks like everyone else's thing and not specifically a reggae Jamaican thing in this context at least.
And I appreciate that thought, because where it takes us is, and I'm going to go to you, Fahrenheit, is as we evolve in the music and the visual representation of that through the arts and the graphics, how do we ensure that we are remaining authentically Jamaican and who we are while considering that there are all these other influences, out of many one people, of course. But how do we make sure, as we represent these things visually, that we're remaining authentic?
We just have to continue to be our true selves and draw back from, like what he just says, the things that are just here and available and that strike that true note. Like as he says, things have a cycle. Like, for example, there was a time when most album jackets are designing for reggae posters, or especially album jackets, used to be this kind of glamour photography type of vibe. Everybody was into this glamour photo, like how Michael posed on the album of Thriller, and then it came out of that type of design style to another style of being a caricature. I remember a lot of the Lee Scratch Perry records used to be illustrative. You know, Super Ape, Lee Scratch Perry versus Super Ape, with the cartoon drawings.
A lot of that.
And a lot of the, yeah, so it kind of morph, and I see things coming back, you know, depending on the kind of artist you are. But for reggae, for the most part, you used to kind of want to see who the artist is on the jacket. For the most part. Most of the albums came out with a picture, so like he said, someone had to do a photo shoot. So you just have to kind of be true to yourself to know that, okay, for you to move forward properly, you have to do the photo shoot. I'm a Jamaican, so I'm not going to, well, you shouldn't really go and try and wear what the Isaac Brothers is wearing. You know, you more stick to your pendine, or if it's a khaki vibe, or I keep taking the mic from my face. Yeah, you kind of stick to what it is you know that works. You know, especially in the reggae genre, you don't really want to bend to, even though it's interesting when people kind of think outside of the box sometimes. I remember, I don't know if you designed this this album cover for, who was it? It was Stanley. Chris Stanley? Who's the engineer? Stephen Stanley, right? And Chris Stanley is artist. Who designed this? Chris Stanley had an album that I think he was trying to depict off a Prince album.
Excuse me while I remove my head or something.
That was that's title of the track, which is a whole different thing totally, which is representing something else. But yeah, exactly. So, but the album I'm speaking about, it kind of throw back to a Prince album called For You. I remember seeing when Prince was on his horse and he didn't have on any clothes. And I think that's what Stanley did. I don't know if you did like that. Okay. It was something like that. Yeah. You know, and that was kind of, it kind of got shunned from Jamaican circles still because he was kind of like too outside of the box. Like, because, you know, Stanley was always...
Naked on a horse.
Yeah, it's a bit too outside of the box for reggae. You know, come back to the center. So like as he's saying, work with what you know work with what's there, work with what's available. Boom.
Well, can I continue?
Absolutely.
Well, I can't identify a Jamaican design no more. The only thing I know the artist, that the artist is a Jamaican. But we don't have a design that to say that this comes from Jamaica without knowing the artist. And we need to go back to that.
Wow, that's
like when you used to see all the third world album covers.
Yeah, with that boat.
With that type of drawing. I don't know.
Yes, that the boat that Carrot said, boy, the boat will never reach Africa. He said the boat will never reach Africa, but that was good. I like that. There was a guy named Lemonius. No, this is a bad time for me, you know. That is a bad time for me. Lemonius, my brother, still, you know, a good graphic artist. But he used to do some cartoon thing. Very strange, and people think it's me do it. When I got the JARA award thing, I saw some Lemonius artwork up there saying it's me do it.
We're gonna come back to it. And I don't want us to end on no off vibes. It's all good vibes. Thank you so much for joining us at Reggae Open University. We're gonna go to a small break and then we'll be right back talking about the music and the graphic arts. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Reggae Open University. We are live from the Bob Marley Museum. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to JARA and, of course, the Bob Marley Group of Companies for this amazing event. We're talking about the importance of graphics in reggae music. Thank you for joining us. And we have here an audience in studio a question. I'd love for you to introduce yourself to, or people who are online, and tell us what your thoughts are. Please join the conversation.
All right. Give thanks and praises to the Most High.
What is this?
Haile Selassie I the first. Well, my name is Rasai Sachar. I have a program on Roots FM that is called Till Morning Come. 2 programs, and one is Poetry Jam. Every Monday from 6 until 8. And Till Morning Come is from midnight until 6 Saturday morning. Well, my question is not really a question, and I mean, this is a great symposium. But what I realize is that I don't see a lot of artists inside here. And I don't know why. But my next thing is, to me, one of the greatest graphic artists that I have ever known in my life is Ras Daniel Hartman. I don't know if a lot of you on the panel here, that brethren is really being talked about in the Jamaica music industry. I don't know why, but me have to make mention of him because for the music, in them time there, I was inspired by most of those works. Now I am seeing a lot of things coming up. It's like derogative to my experience growing up as a Rastafarian. Respect to Bob Marley, 79, and to me 79 is like 7 and 9 becomes what? Do the maths. 16.
Help us out here.
You understand me? I see when I come, I'm look outside, I give thanks. Because you know I give thanks, I see a lot of youngsters. And all of them is like a band, you see, and you see guitar, you see musician. So I know, say, the thing is growing. And I respect coming inside here and seeing this panel. Respect.
Give thanks every time.
Give thanks, man. And
So
Daniel
can I
Hartman.
ask you a question? It's a question that you asked that we're not talking about Ras Daniel Hartman. It's a
Not
question.
saying you're not talking about him, but he's really being mentioned.
Because he wasn't a graphic artist, really, you know.
Okay, you tell
He
me
was a
something.
fine artist.
A fine
He was an
artist.
illustrator, like, you know.
Oh,
He was a
thanks.
fine artist and a portrait, you know, artist.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent.
Of
Because
course.
I'm a brethren too, you know. You know
You
that.
know, baga years ago, coming up, man. I don't just know baga,
Ras, I'm a
man.
brethren.
Of course.
But
With
if,
respect, yeah.
but if we should delve into
Yeah.
into some other unmentioned
Yeah.
persons, Paul Aitken.
Paul?
Aitken.
Yes.
We have a lot of
fantastic
graphic
poster
artists in
designers.
Jamaica,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they didn't spend time in the reggae business. Maybe
Paco.
Ras Daniel, his designs were transferred to reggae covers and all them things.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
like the John Holt
Yeah,
album. You know
No,
what I
you're
mean?
talking.
But
Many of
he's
his
not the
walls.
one. He's not the one who did the graphics. He just did the drawing, the illustration.
So who did the graphics?
I don't know. I think it was done in England.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
Another
sure.
guy, another mentionable name is a brethren of mine that went to Edna as well, who's really a painter, but is a good graphic guy. Who's Sean Henry. I don't know if you know Aya.
Aya.
Yeah.
Aya was in school with me.
Right.
So
All right.
so
There's
when
another
yes
brethren, you know.
yes so when I went off and started doing reggae graphics,
Yeah.
it was totally controversial because apart from, oh my gosh, the guy who also drew a fantastic portrait of Bob Marley.
You're talking
I don't
about
remember his name.
Neville Garrick?
No, not Never Man. Never's brethren. But he's a brown guy, almost like a Fahrenheit. But he was a fantastic portraiture artist, right? But he out of art school. He said to me, if you want to go and design that, I don't know you're going to live. Because we weren't being paid that kind of thing. And then I use this as a
Yeah.
point of departure to get back to the point of content provision.
True.
Where photographs, you can't leave out Horseman. Horseman pictures, a guy named Murphy. A lot of people like those who used to provide us with pictures. Now you Google what? You had to wait 3-4 days for someone to come back from Negril.
Of course.
We're photographing people in the hotels because he actually, I mean, he got a little gig to shoot for craft, but he also had the last Dennis Brown concert, and you want that particular outfit that Dennis had on, you know, in your picture. You had to wait until it come or illustrate. So these humbugs that we had in the industry taught us the pedestrian steps to take to create world-class graphics, right? There's a post I did for Spec Shang when I was creative director of Spec Shang with Babsy Grange and Specialist in the early seasons of Shabba Ranks and all of them and Mad Cobra and so on. It's on Mr. Halliburton's phone. It's something I don't share. But because that's community today, I decided to share it, and that's like 30 odd years. But what I decided, when I looked at it this morning, I laughed to myself because we had to use a thing called bromides. When you want to reproduce a black and white, you have to go to Gleaner Company and let Gleaner shoot that picture for you, and they would charge you for the acetate, and then they print it. Sometimes it's printed too dark on the photographic paper or too light. So just imagine the picture you see in the paper. That's what it used to artwork. Well, that's a black and white artwork that he has over there. And Babs has asked for it, and it's the first time I'm talking about it. But I must tell you, when you look on the bottom of the picture, being here at Tough Gong, at Marley's residence, it's like a time capsule because Junior Gong used to be managed by Babsy. And his mother, Cindy Breakspear, look at the bottom and show me who it is. You'd never recognize him. You'd never recognize him. A little curly hair, cool looking baby boy right down there. I think he was probably about 11, right? But you need to look at that poster. It's on Mr. Halliburton's.
You know, you've been taking us through a time capsule of technology as well, as to where we started, you having to physically put those on the wall. Remind us of the name of it again?
Well,
the technique that you had to use.
Bromides. They're bromides. So I looked on this a while ago and saw that that there's a cutaway of you. How did we get that? If we shot a picture of you here today with you next to, we'd have to look at the picture and say, okay, the artwork needs to be a 70 by 22. We need to have you 4 inches tall. The picture have you half an inch. How do we get it up? We have to physically work out how we do it. Sometimes you step it. So you enlarge it because the enlarger can only go 140. Sorry, the enlarger can only go 140%. And then you make a print from that. And the print has to be properly balanced and not clogged up or blacky. But proper grayscale, and then you shoot it again, another 140%. You probably get it up to like about 3.8 inches. You know what I mean?
Is this history class for you, Taj?
No, they don't know anything about those things.
No, I just.
But what I'm saying to you, they are fantastic designers, But us being rudimentary, because I am right between him and him, because one of the first Mac SEs that came into Jamaica, I was one of the persons using it. Because of what? Weekend Enquirer newspaper. Because of what? The Pure Class magazine. So what you see coming out of the Observer now, we were doing that in that same type of thing to the Weekend Enquirer, Pure Class magazine, 1987, 88, 89, 1991. It was incredible. Doing like Butch Stewart, center spread, doing stuff for Chris's wife. What's her name again? The first supermodel, doing those ladies center spreads, ridiculous, and then mixing it with reggae, a lot of that reggae content, Admiral Bailey center spread. We're doing a lot of, it was such a fun, exhilarating thing. So I really appreciate the fact that these young men like Taj now are enduring with the speed of light technology they have and the access to Shutterstock and all those things. The fact that and you have to put Fahrenheit in there because he was not all digital. He had to do some of these dark room things. So I hear him talk about Aya. Yeah, Aya was a dark room specialist.
That's where I started. So I am in between you and
yes.
And we're gonna roll it this way because I want us to see that evolution going where Taj, the knowledge of, and some of this knowledge you're just hearing right here live on stage, and the knowledge of that and the work that had to be put into those designs and what you now use in terms of technology, what has that evolution, like what have you observed in how it has really impacted and helped you to create the designs you've done for Protege and Janine and all of those musicians?
I mean, it's a matter of convenience, as usual, so we don't necessarily, so now with computers and tablets and all these things, you don't necessarily have to go through all of the tough kind of longer processes of, when you're saying, waiting on plates, waiting on color separations for weeks. Yeah, so, now, especially because everything now moves so much faster. Like, if you think about it, music releases so much faster, shows, everything, all this streaming, like, there's just So it's almost impossible to keep pace without all of this technology, without everything else is going. But there is something so important about that history and those like past techniques that should not be lost, even if it is in a situation where to understand how that works, or even hearing this and understanding how that works, that gives you some perspective on what you're doing and gives you an ability to even challenge yourself. It's like, okay, how can I even go back and incorporate some of this into how I work now? You know, because there's some things a computer cannot do. It can replicate it, it can make it feel like it, but there's some things that you can only do with the tactile things and with your hand and with, you know, like there's just some things that you can only get from that, you know. So I know many artists, many graphic designers, many illustrators, painters who still go back to and use the very like basic, you know, rudimentary, as we want to say, things in order to get a feel and level of tactile texture and visuals that you can't get just from a computer. You can't get from that, you know, clean slate.
And before we go to, I mean, we're also going to be doing a tribute to the great Neville Garrick. And before we go straight into that, I briefly want to hear from you, Fahrenheit, how you've been able to, having appreciating this foundation of where it started and then having access to this new digital age of creating, how have those complemented each other in helping you to, you know, create what you do?
You know, to be honest, over the years, right, when I started doing graphics, it was very hardcore, rudimental. Calligraphy, everything by hand. There was no social media space. There was no computer designing. It was just computer graphics was just coming in when I was in graphics school at Edna, yeah? But over the time, when staying as a designer, I actually, sadly, never grasped any of the programs that were out there. I still can't function Adobe well. I know what I want in my mind. I can sketch something down very well. For somebody who can manipulate a brand new program in Adobe Photoshop, say, okay, use that, okay, drop shadow, this type font, blah, 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 blah. I know what I want in my brain. Right. So the segue, like what you asked about, for me, is just trying to stay close to the core of what you learn about art, you know, what you learn about color. Like you said, warm colors depict certain feelings. I remember learning in school, I remember distinctly when they're teaching you something about when depicting meats, make sure you always use orange and reds. I'm like, okay, that makes sense because it's meat. But you know, all these little things, just stay close to what you learn, the hardcore lines of art, perspective, design, and it doesn't matter how time propels you or what new programs come in, you still have a foundation to know that you want this photograph katakana to the left, or you want it front and center, or do you want the focal to be a sepia tone or whatever. You still have that in your mind. I believe that's how I design anyway. I can see it in my, yeah, you can see it in your mind first before you're putting it down on paper, so you know what you're going after. Yeah.
I appreciate that, and thank you so much for that perspective. And in the spirit of recognizing those who have done really great work in this space, all of you have been sharing, you've been doing the thing, and we respect you. Enough love to you. Thank you so much for keep doing it in spite of the challenges that you have faced and continue to face in the space. We appreciate the work that you continue to put in, and at this time we definitely want to give a special tribute to Neville Garrick, who has given, he's done great work in the space. He's a Jamaican graphic artist and visual designer renowned for his extraordinary contributions to the world of music and art. He's most recognized for his award-winning work as art director for Bob Marley, creating timeless artworks and designs that are still being recognized today. And his first album cover for Bob Marley and the Wailers, Rastaman Vibration 1976, was most recently recognized by Billboard magazine as the number 22 best 100 album covers of all time. We salute you for the great work that you have been doing in design, in music, and I'm sure all of you see the nods. Absolutely. Great respects to the work that has been done. And we see on screen there the Billboard recognized cover as number 22 of 100 across the world. Best design ever.
That's beautiful. That's
yeah, absolutely. I still have that. It's a fold out album. And one of the cool things about that album they did it with a textured material. It's not just a smooth cardboard. And there's a writing, if you look at that album. Anybody that has that album, open it, and there's a very tiny writing on the bottom that says, "This album is great for cleaning herb."
Yeah, no. I mean, Neville told me.
Yeah.
Never told me that, you know. Never told me that it is for, it was designed like that. Yeah. To clean your hair.
In those days when you have all the seed in the weed them time, so you throw it on the jacket, and the grittiness would separate the weed from the, it's dope.
Watch greatness.
Inspiration, I still have it. It's dope.
Why we laughing? Because we talk about the herb.
No, I don't think that's why we're laughing. We're laughing about the ingeniousness of it, but there's going to be a video.
That was great.
Let's cue for the video as we listen and watch.
Marcus Garvey was really the one who inspired most of these leaders for post-colonial Africa. Although being made Jamaica's first national hero, he's like, to me, more a hero to the whole black nation because of his Pan-Africanist view. So I thought it important to create this mural. Then when I started to work with Bob for the first tour in 1975, Natty Dread Tour, I took it along as the backdrop. So, you know, Garvey was the first backdrop.
I want to hear from you, all of you, the impact of the work of Never Garrick on your own personal journeys. I think it's appropriate we start with you, Bagger Case.
Okay, let me tell you that Never was my big brother in the business. I say, Demari mentioned cherry types. That's where we met because we were buying types to put on album jackets and things. In those days, you'll have to, we were pace-up artists. You know what's a pace-up artist?
This is history school, and we love it here, so
a pace-up artist is a
going.
person who, when on his table, he's just like an architect. He has his T-square and his set square and everything. And his rubber cement. You put the rubber cement on the back of the thing, and the wax. You wax it in a wax machine. And you start from a white sheet of paper. Then you put everything on it. And then what DeMario was talking about, he's talking about his experience in a newspaper. But I came up in in graphic arts, a printry, the biggest printry in the Caribbean. So that's where I learned my thing, my craft. And everything he was talking about is that you do yourself. You go in there and you do your photography, And as I said before, I met Neville at Never Garrick, at Cherry Types. I was illustrating an album for Herman Chinloy of Aquarius Records. And this is where we met and formed a lasting relationship. And I remember when he wanted to leave Sunsplash as a graphic artist, he said, "Bagger, come, Bagger, come. They must pay you, pay you. I wanted to do this, and we started to work together. We started to work together on the Sunsplash. The backdrop, the posters, everything for Sunsplash. And I did that for about 7 to 8 years. And he's the one that introduced me. But Neville was very meticulous. I remember going to his house one day and he said, "Bagger, read this." But I had a problem reading what he was doing. And I said, what is him say? Imagine that you're the only one who come and can't read it. I said, but it was an album jacket for Carl Peterson, which is Horseman's brother. He was an engineer for Bob Marley. And I couldn't read it because what it was placed. But when he told me what it was, I saw it. I saw that. I said, "That's great. Neville, that's a great design." He was such an inspiration to me. To me, certainly it was an inspiration to me. And there's one particular thing that he does. Never used to use paint like we know. He used to get the color from crayons. He used to wet up the crayon with his brush and paint. I don't think he's the one who illustrated that thing in it. It was illustrated. He got the illustration from somebody. But when it is illustration, it means get it from crayons, the color, so that it would be different from other illustrations. It was fantastic.
Wow. I mean, I feel cozy inside getting down memory lane, and just the love and appreciation that we have for the foundation of graphics in relation to music. It's just so magical and just so important. Taj, I'm going to go to you because I want to hear, has there been any impact on your own personal journey by, observing the work that Neville Garrick has done throughout music? Has there been any impact on you?
Well, I mean, I've always been familiar with his work growing up, seeing his vinyls. I had uncles and my parents who had some of the original artworks. But I remember going to, I think this was during Edna, I remember going down to the museum downtown, and they had like a exhibition of his artworks, several album artworks from that time period. But I remember just seeing like those artworks on those vinyls, like some of the original vinyls, because there are people who collected them in person. And it was definitely one of those like life-changing moments, because it was one of those things where coming up now, at my age at the time when people were doing albums, I wasn't really so used to seeing artworks that look like that anymore. And going to that exhibition and seeing those works as they were in its original form just gave me a level of inspiration that I don't think I've ever experienced before up until that point, in terms of seeing like Jamaican graphic design and Jamaican like illustration for music, for reggae. It definitely was like a life-changing moment. As dramatic as that might sound, to me, I will always remember the feel that I get from seeing the artwork. And I know a lot of other people have that feeling as well, when they see those artworks. A lot of young people now can still see them and still kind of be taken back in time in a way, We're all artists here, and I think we can all resonate with seeing something and experiencing something that pulls us in and that inspires us so much, which again goes back to the respect and love we have for visual designers, graphic artists who can bring us there first before we even hear the record. Fahrenheit, I want to bring you into this. What are your thoughts on, the journey of Neville Garrick and, how it has impacted you as a designer?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, I met Neville in the business almost casually. I can't remember exactly what the occasion was where I met him, but what I do remember, sometimes you don't remember what somebody said to you, but you remember how somebody make you feel. And as a young artist, and I was just coming out of Edna, so I was doing graphics around town, and I told him that, but he knew me as a young singer. I was just coming on the scene as a singer. And in Jamaica have this style where, you see, if you're doing something, people want to see you do that thing. They don't want to see you, what are you doing, singing, or you're acting, or you're doing graphics?
That's true.
Neville was
totally true.
Neville was the first.
We have the same experience.
Yeah, man. I've had that experience all of my life. All of my life I've had this experience. And Neville was the first star, was the first classically trained person who came and said, yo, don't afraid to expand on your boundaries. I know you as a singer, Fahrenheit, your name don't, and I'm like, I used to go, he said, you used to go Edna? And I was like, yeah, I was aspiring to go to UCLA. I couldn't afford it, but he was like, listen, man, don't put that aside and say just because it is that people know you as doing this, you can't do that. He was the very first person. I remember how it made me feel, because I was designing and doing graphics, and I was getting into music. And I want to tell you the funniest thing, music kind of got me into acting, which is what popularized me first in Jamaica. Everybody in Jamaica know me first from Royal Palm. As Taj, Loverboy Taj Pan Royal Palm, as an actor. So
Not Taj on stage, you're saying what?
That was my name of my character in Royal Palm at the time. But Jamaicans get confused, or they don't really like to pigeonhole you. When them say you're singing or you're acting, or you're acting or you're singing. Wait, you got Edna, the graphics too. So coming back to Neville was the first one that made me feel okay about wanting to do different forms of art. Remember, as a break dancer, it's break dancing get me into art. It's me is me used to go Andrews and Immaculate Fete with the rest of our crew of 5 dudes to go break dance on the stage. So coming out of a dancing background to going to leaving Woolman's being like, Daddy, I don't really want to go to UE. Well, if you're going to stay in this house, you better stay in the tertiary. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to art school because I can draw. And so art school, going into music and all of it. So Neville kind of made me feel secure in that decision. And I'm happy about that because I'm still doing all of it.
And we respect it and we love it. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. You could tell us briefly, because we're gonna just kind of, wrap into what's next. I'm gonna, after take you briefly, I'm gonna go to you, Taj. I know you have your exhibition coming up. You can briefly tell us about that. And then the rest of us can say, what's next for us as artists. And remember, when I say artist, I'm talking about the visual designer first, and then the musician after. Let's go, DeMario.
Well, it's good that Fahrenheit and Bagger Case just touched on the fact that people want you to be pigeonholed and to stay in your corner, stay in your lane. What is interesting about Neville Garrick and myself is that when I did the first Sting poster with the snake fang, because I said that how we could reach the public is to create a controversy. Even Bagger called to me and said, "You sure snake bite, or is it bee sting, or is it snake sting?" And Bargy took that, and I deliberately designed a Sting poster, the first one with a pit viper with his mouth open and the fangs bared, and the word Sting coming like out of it. Ridiculous, right across Jamaica. And then the following year we switched back. We switched and said, I think a bee really communicated. Never communicated on it. He called me, commented, he called me, said, I saw your work. And I think it's such a brilliant masterstroke to try and create brand awareness. Someone said, brand awareness? You don't know those big phrases, you know what I mean? Because it's almost like UCLA in the fancy talk. But what I'm telling you, he never left me an inch because he always found a way to call. Sometimes, but I was trying to find a couple of emails today and even the phone numbers and so on because I met his daughter as a result of that. She's in PR now. Yeah, way back in school. I'm telling you, Neville Garrick was incredible in terms of his influence.
We really appreciate, the influence he has had on all of you here. Like, I feel like I knew him personally just by hearing your experiences. This has been such a great conversation talking about the impact of graphics in music. I want us to wrap briefly, a couple seconds, just tell us briefly, Taj, about your new exhibition that's coming up, and then we'll just go around before we wrap this Reggae Open University.
Yeah, so so quickly, just speaking on the multitudes of graphic designers, I also do paintings and fine art. So I have a fine art exhibition coming up called The Night Seas. This is happening at 10A around February 17th. It's running into March 1st.
So 10A West King's House?
Yeah, sorry?
10A West King's House.
Yeah, West King's House Road, 10A West King's House
Your
Road.
first solo
My
exhibition,
first solo
in
exhibition
Jamaica.
here in Jamaica, yeah.
Mad.
Yeah, so that'll be happening there.
This is graphic or fine arts?
Fine arts. Yeah,
What?
yeah. So
Interesting.
I'll also be doing like a live painting mural because I also do mural painting, live painting a mural at the space there as well. So people during the run of the show, people can come and see that as well. So yeah, that would be good. So that's 10A West King's House Roads, February 17th to March 1st.
Supporting that.
We're all leaving.
Yeah, everybody, February 17th, 10A West King's House. Yeah.
The date and don't be late.
There you go. Thank you
6
so
p.m.
much. Thank you so much. This has been such a wonderful experience. This is Reggae Open University. Thank you to JARA and, of course, the Bob Marley Museum, the Bob Marley Group of Companies. We are live from the Bob Marley Museum, celebrating reggae, celebrating music, and, of course, celebrating graphics. Thank you for staying with us. I'm Tavia Benjamin, and my wonderful panel. I appreciate them so much for sharing their experience with us. Thank you for sticking around and continue to celebrate reggae music and the artists that make it possible.
Yo, man, G was a represent, and guess what? You're watching Reggae on TV. Stay tuned, love the reggae, support the reggae. G was a represent, just winning.
Jamaica, the land of Bob Marley, Marcus Messiah Garvey, Usain Bolt, and of course, Reggae Month, the only month-long reggae music festival on planet Earth, where something reggae happens every day in the month of February, ranging from mega reggae concerts, reggae award ceremonies, and educational symposia on reggae. February is Reggae Month. Reggae Month is February, when Jamaica invites the world to come to Mecca, Reggae Mecca, and come catch the rhythm like no place else on earth, only in Jamaica.
And that's how I made to give him the go, breathe, I'm delighted. Jano to my passion ignited. Got the music get me excited. I'm coming like a boy.
Who are fans of reggae music, just come out and support Reggae Month. Whatever we're doing, whatever we're keeping, just come out and support us. Because this is Jamaica and this is where reggae is from.
It is Reggae Month. Make sure you come out and celebrate in every Reggae Month event. A Fiwi music, it is massive. It is powerful. Come out and celebrate Reggae Month.
Young reggae ambassadors in Port Royal with amazing displays by some of reggae's emerging talent, instilling confidence that the future of reggae music is indeed secure. This is Young Reggae Ambassadors, Youthman in the Port Royal Entertainment Zone.
Greetings, kings and queens. Yours truly, D Major, representing, and it's an honor, it's a pleasure to be here, to be performing, to be alive, yeah, real.
Major, reaching out to every youth, yeah. From you know you represent the truth, yeah. Realness. Every man, every lane, yes. Every trench, every drain, whoa. Light it up, represent this one of the realest selection. If you a paper soldier, me know me not go see you man. Because
real no real boy, real no real boy.
So tell the artificial them disappear like paper. We know so them a carbon paper. Telling you again,
real no real boy, real no real boy.
Me represent for every youth, we represent the truth. When me see them, I got you. Salute. Yeah, no make no mistake, know the real from the fake. You can't use Viagra for cure headache. Can't preach love if your thoughts full of hate. Don't take no bend youth, stay on the straight. Oh, we not life when me stop and go check it. Enough people come in like jewel with cosmetic. Them no real when me and me family inspect it. Wolf in a sheep clothes, I step it, but tell them this.
Real no real boy, real no real boy.
So tell the artificial them disappear like vapor. We know so them a carbon paper. Telling you again,
real no real boy, real no real boy.
Me represent for every youth, we represent the truth. When me see them I go through, salute. Me see the plastic in them smiley, counterfeit in a them Kyle. The dolly in a them child, kerosene in a them aisle. The copy where them copy when them claim them have original style. A mere fertilizer in a them soil. Wagon this a get dash over. She said them no read, them a wash over. One teach if you steer when they crash over. The fraud them cut when you cash over. Real soldier sing this.
Real no real boy, real no real boy.
So tell the artificial them disappear like vapor. We know so them a carbon paper. Real soldier sing this.
Real no real boy, real no real boy.
We represent for every youth, we represent the truth. When me see them I got through, salute. Hey, so not because me speak English, even if your lingua is Spanish, you will understand if you come across anyone that is real genuine. So there is no way around it. Real, no real on this planet. So tell the artificial them disappear like vapor. We know so them a carbon paper. Real soldier sing this. Real no real boy. Real no real boy. Represent for every youth. We represent the truth. When we see them I got you. Salute. Sending this message all over. From you all paper soldier. Help me represent right now. Oh, sending this message all over. From you all paper soldier. Help me represent right now. Real youth sing this. Oh yes, Spencer representing all youths, righteous youths, militant youths, yes. Major, yeah, real no real boy, real no real boy, honesty, yeah. Oh, penthouse stuff, real youths. This is yours truly, D Major. Yes, indeed. Singer, songwriter, producer, performer, entertainer, music lover. I mean, music is my passion. You know, music is the only thing I do, and it gives me that indescribable feeling, that kind of freedom that is hard to explain. You know, it takes me to another level, like another realm. You know, when I'm creating, especially, you know, the creative process in studio. It just, sometimes I sit even myself and listen, you know, afterwards to what we created, and it's like, yo, I was zoned out. And that's the mystical part. I wouldn't say my personal life experience, but I will create off things I've seen, whether in a movie, whether from you know, somebody else's experience, or I just create a scenario from scratch, like out of my imagination. You know, so and this is what I'm explaining, the mystical part of the thing, and how beautiful it is sometimes to really sit back and listen to what I have created, because like, where did this story come from? And sometimes people even come to me and ask, Major, which girl did in love with, you know, that much and stuff. But it's just writing a detailed story from scratch, which is the mystical part, but I don't figure out yet. But sometimes, as I said, when I'm in the creative, you know, zone, these things just form, and it's the magic. Today, I'll be performing Real No Real, you know, a song that I seem to have to perform wherever I go, you know, in the world. Real No Real, also my latest single, I Believe. That is a song that is very dear to me, you know what I'm saying? That is a song that I think is very timeless, and I think the masses, you know, will be able to relate to this one. You know, everybody needs encouragement every time, so it's an inspirational song, you know what I'm saying? I Believe. And also, she not give it away for the faithful ladies, for the faithful queens. Even when I go 1,000,000 miles away, my baby says her loving for me. She not give it away. It's a very uncommon woman me I sing about this, me I say.
Now this next one is dedicated to a special kind of lady. I mean the lady that keeps it real and keeps it clean. Keeps it faithful.
Yeah.
A special one.
Special, yeah. Amazing.
She don't give her love away. She keep it to herself. Even when I am away, she don't let see nobody else. So even when I go 1,000,000 miles away, my baby saves her loving for me. She not give it away. And even when I'm gone, I know that she won't stray. Yes, she saves her loving for me. She not give it away. Keep it right, she keep it clean. She no make no other lion intervene. No disturbing my queen. All women no dep on the scene. They think I'm crazy. Oh, this thing I get up and I put so much trust in I'm lady. But she keep it exclusive. Even when I go 1,000,000 miles away, my baby saves her loving for me. She not give it away. And even when I'm gone, I
all when me have to work the night shift. Cause me know she not give away the niceness. All me know say she keep it private. Cause the grip not change from the tightness. Some say me mad, some say me not fi wife it. But I true them never sight nothing like this. Oh, she priceless. Hug her pillow and use her devices. Even when I go 1,000,000 miles away, my baby saves her loving for me. She not give it away. And even when I'm gone, I know that she won't stray. Yes, she saves her loving for me. She not give it away. She don't give it away, no. She don't give it away, no. She not go stray. She don't give it away. She not straight, she not easy. Good to be true, yeah, what that they must say. She not straight, not easy. Yeah, none of them think me crazy. She not straight, she not easy. Too good to be true, yeah, what that they must say. She not straight, it's too good, them think me crazy. Even when I go 1,000,000 miles away, my baby saves her loving for me. She not give it away. And even when I'm gone, I know that she won't stray. Yes, she saves her loving for me. She not give it away. Hey yo, Kabaka, them no know. Pyramid, accurate.
Yeah, D Major is a city youth, you know. Yeah, man, born and raised in Kingston. You know, school in Kingston. Yeah, and I can't tell you, so I started singing on the church choir when I was 5 years old. And me did get forced to go up on the choir still, but me never sing, me never that outgoing yet. You know, so how my thing start now is mid-high school. The regular Jamaican high school kid beat on the decks and sing and DJ. Now you have 1,000 DJ at school, but me was the only singer. So every lunchtime, them make sure them find me. Come in, cause you sound like the record. And when my friend them tell you say you sound like the record, you sound good. Cause me have the most honest set of friends in high school. Big up Calabar High School, 61 Reddy's Road, green and black. Yeah. Big up every high school though. But yeah, that is how it started, and then I formed a group in high school, TOQ. This is how me start learning how to harmonize now, how to sing on key. You know, how not to sing sharp or how not to sing flat, you know. So these things kind of hone my skills. Singing with the group, that did a lot for me. So big up to the whole of the members, anyone there. You know, I'm saying QT, yes man. To be selected as one of the young reggae ambassadors is definitely an honor for myself, you know, because I think we have so many artists, you know, so many reggae artists out of Jamaica. Even when I get a chance to travel to Europe, you know, and people see my passport, you know, they say some names. Bob Marley, of course, Dennis Brown, you know what I'm saying? So to be making a contribution in any way towards this genre is definitely an honor, and I don't take it for granted, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, even in my music, you know, I try to create and stay true to myself and try to keep learning, you know what I mean? I think that is important, and I urge, you know, even my peers to always be studying, you know, even the greats of the past, you know, integrate some of them things in your thing today, you know, whether performance, whether the way them write, whether the way them, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is, we have to hold this and not take it for granted and make a solid contribution at the end of the all, you know? Mm-hmm. Now this next one is my latest release called I Believe, and I want to dedicate this one to each and every person watching, each and every person listening, to you and yours, encouragement and inspiration, seeing in these times, trying, uncertain times. D Major say, believe, I believe.
Head above water, I'm still breathing. was placed in the fire for a reason. Suddenly I feel my strength start increasing. Now it makes sense, it was all preparation for my season. Roads long but I never give up, no. Loads heavy but I never give up, no. Hear a voice saying never give up, no. Never give up, no. Never give up, no. The roughest and the toughest of times I was able to endure. Keep climbing, trust your reward is sure. I believe, oh I believe, all of my blessings I'm about to receive. I believe, oh I believe, Jah gave me favor, so I will achieve. Oh, may the sun shine on me, leave the storm behind me. Jah walk beside me, so the devil can't find me. No weapon that form shall prosper. Give me wisdom to see the imposters. It's not easy, but with Jah, I'll make it. Roads long, but I never give up. No, roads heavy, but I never give up. No, hear a voice saying never give up. No, never give up. No, never give up. No. The roughest and the toughest of times I was able to endure. Keep climbing, trust your reward is sure. I believe, oh I believe, all of my blessings I'm about to receive. I believe, oh I believe, Jah gave me favor, so I will achieve. Oh, even in the valley I shall not fear, 'cause I know my God is here. Oh, even when I lose my strength, I will not despair, 'cause I got the victory. I believe, oh I believe, all of my blessings I'm about to receive. I believe, oh I believe, Jah gave me favor, so I will achieve. Oh.
I want to be remembered as someone who made a valid and a timeless contribution to the music. You know, you can always look back and play D major songs in occasions, years, decades down the line. You know what I'm saying? Them some music alone shall live, and I want my music to live on. I don't want my songs to be like a 3-month fad, you know what I'm saying? I want my music to live on forever, you know what I'm saying? So that is why I say I study even some of the greats, and I try to, you know, emulate the good qualities. And that's that. I just want to be remembered as somebody who made a solid contribution to Jamaica's music. Yeah. I just want everyone to follow the journey, you know what I'm saying? D Major Music. That is the Instagram handle, or www.dmajormusic.com. Everything D Major is there, you know, just follow the journey, you don't know. D Major strives to represent the music to its highest quality, you know what I say? Yeah man, and it's an honor and a pleasure to be, you know, selected as one of the representatives. You see me I say for the reggae music every time. It's Major representing real, no real boy. Me and my baby, we have a prop. Even when I go 1,000,000 miles away, my baby saves her loving for me. I believe, oh I believe, all of my blessings I'm bound to receive.
proud ourselves. Reggae Mon TV, proud ourselves. Yes, yes. This is Queen Africa. Keep it locked. Reggae Mon TV, load. Yeah.
Well, I am the Kerry James, reggae artist, musician, producer, lover of music, you know. My motivation as an artist is my experiences. I've been through a lot and I've been able to channel that in my music and hopefully help other people who go through the same things, you know. The songs that I'm going to be doing today are my newest single, Heaven, everybody's favorite Uptown Tenement Yard, and my motivational song, which is Prevail. I chose these songs because as much as we have a lot of music, these songs stand out to me, and as a reggae ambassador, I wanted to show the people what I believe, you know, could impact them. So Heaven is a love song, roots reggae style. Uptown Tenement Yard talk about the struggles of living in, you know, the general tenement yard idea about Uptown. And then Prevail is the motivation to get up and do better. And that is how I push myself also.
You touch my heart. You touch my heart. You must be electric. Even though our life's not easy, I feel on top of the world. And if God was to take us tomorrow, I know heaven was made because of you. Woman, you make me life sweet, full it up a laughter. With your kind of love, nobody else me after. Real king and queen, live happy after. To ever lose your love, would that be a disaster? To liberate my soul, show me things I never see. I've been dreaming of heaven. You bring it here to me. It's all clear to see that God made you for me. Even though our life's not easy, I feel on top of the world. And if God was to take us tomorrow, I know heaven was made because of you. Hey, black woman, from the first time I saw you, I knew you were special. Easy going with calm expressions. You put a smile on my face, loving on me heart. Baby girl, I hope we never break apart. It was love at first sight, there wasn't any doubt in my mind. Baby girl, tell my type. I know that I was right, because you never walked in on me heart. You took it by a flight. Even though our life's not easy, I feel on top of the world. And if God was to take us tomorrow, I know heaven was made because of you. A surge of love run through me heart. No one can break us apart. Like electrical connection with love and affection. I just lead our part. Like electricity. 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 Even though our life's not easy, I feel on top of the world. And if God was to take us tomorrow, I know heaven was made because of you.
I chose the type of music that I do based on my upbringing, my background. I grew up in a household where my father was also a music lover, a musician. My father was a gospel artist back in the day. And, you know, I grew up in the church. I grew up listening to classical music, reggae music. You know, so, you know, you're talking about from Bob Marley, go back to Kenny Rogers and Lionel Richie and them people, and the Bee Gees. That's what I grew up listening to. So I have a different type of appreciation for music. And then being able to channel that appreciation for music along with my experiences, it somehow I didn't have a choice in what I create. It was more of this emotional expression of what I am going through. And reggae music is probably the best way to do that. I was born in Mobay, Montego Bay, Jamaica. I lived the first part of my life up in St. Elizabeth, a place called Silo, practically Appleton. Everybody would know the Appleton name. Went through school in Montego Bay, came to Kingston to go to UA, so I'm a UA graduate. And since I've been like 14 years old, I've been involved in music, playing drums in the church. As I said, my father was a musician, so I got involved in music from early. Playing drums in the church, I started making instrumentals. My dream was to become a music producer, not necessarily an artist. And as you go along and you grow, you start to, create and express yourself in different ways. And here I am today, To me, Reggae Month is always major, and I've always wanted to be a part of it. So it's a really great feeling to be selected, to be a part of the program this year and to be an ambassador. And, I'm grateful and I'm proud.
And right now, I want to tell you a thing about a place called Uptown Tenement Yard. Make you drop it.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. I'm on get a little job, I want to move from boat, yeah. Say I want to move uptown, go leave a move now. I find a little house on the avenue, it look good from outside. But I never knew 19 other people live inside. It is a uptown tenement yard. I'm moving to a damn tenement yard. They say it's for the working class. I'm living in a uptown tenement yard. Oh Lord, them just a watch everything you do and chat everything you do. Wake up every morning with them face cause I school. Me have to wonder more while if them not have nothing for do. Have so much time for pray me yet me not pray yo. Rasta man a hold the other me not no time for low. Propaganda in a small space will not do. So all I who no can me so. Me soon move out and live for knowing that the uptown tenement yard. I'm moving to a damn tenement yard. They say it's for the working class. I live in a uptown tenement yard. Oh Lord. Any Monday morning you walk to the bus stop. One-stop driver. You see a lot of girls heading to work. One-stop driver. I ain't not fi ask where the whole of them come from. Not at all. I the same little house right down at the job.
This is our home, Jamaica, and tourism is the lifeblood of our country. Let's all feel good again. Whether with family or friends, we want you to enjoy your staycation.
We have to ensure that they are comfortable, they feel well protected.
New standards are in place to ensure your safety. We are here to serve you better, so you can have the best experience. Come out and rediscover Jamaica.
We are ready.
We are ready.
We are ready.
Rediscover Jamaica.
Heartbeat of the world.
For the working class, working class, working class. Oh, I want to live here real fast. Oh, Jah. Yeah. A tenement yard. Tenement yard.
Kerry James is my government name, my given name, and the Kerry James is my performance name. And over the years, I've messed around with different monikers and decided that really and truly it's best to perform under my name because of the fact that nothing stuck, one, and two, my name, Kerry, represents who I am as a person, a caring, loving person. And, added the on there to kind of take it into another realms of being, and is almost like a step above then, like is king levels. And that was how I decided to do that, 2 to 3 years down the road, I'd hope to be able to connect my music with people worldwide, become an artist that you can speak my name and people know of me, or even just having music that people would hear for the first time and feel, like they are connected with what I'm trying to do musically. Yeah, so in my view, it's just about getting myself to grow and to impact people as we go along, and in 3 years, hopefully we can be a name that people would like to talk about musically. So I would love to be remembered as someone who made a difference, not just with making good music, but also impacting people's lives. Music is not about me, the artists alone. Music is about everyone that is involved and everyone who listens to the music. So if one song can help somebody and save a life, or one song can motivate somebody to do better with them life, then I'd be proud of that.
Yeah, well, that one was called Uptown Tenement Yard. And before I go, I want to remind you that in life, you have to work for anything what you want to achieve. Keep focus, keep discipline, because we don't believe in failure. Failure is not an option. Prevail, we say.
No one can stop you from making it in life. All your goals, you can make them. People will want to tell you that you can't, but don't conversate them. It won't be easy if you want to walk in the shoes of great men. No one can change your destination. We don't believe in failure. We're not in it to fail. We don't believe in failure. We gon' prevail today. All the paychecks we bring. We don't believe in failure. Test yourself and see. Let's face it. You can't make money if you sit on the block every day. Does I anticipate it? A hard work do it. You have to put in. A dream is a dream till you chase it. Some risk in a life if you take it. Then greatness you accumulate it. Most people would rather fake it so they make it. But I'm not lazy. Me want put in the work and build up myself. For you people blame me. Life never easy at all. So me now get my chance and we see. No, you must be crazy. Now make you face me. We don't believe in failure. We're not in it to fail. We don't believe in failure. We gon' prevail today. All the paychecks we bring. We don't believe in failure. Test yourself and see. In your life, don't stop fighting. Never stop running. No, 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 no. In this life, don't stop shining. Never stop climbing. No, 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 no. No one can stop you from making it in life. All your goals, you can make them. People will want to tell you that you can't, but don't conversate them. It won't be easy if you want to walk in the shoes of great men. No one can change your destination. We don't believe in failure. We're not in it to fail. We don't believe in failure. We gon' prevail today. All the paychecks we bring. We don't believe in failure. Test yourself and see.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm the Kerry James. And everything I achieve in life, I work hard for it. Not never come easy. So right now, me I say to you, sir, if you want to prevail, stay focused, stay disciplined, keep working. Cause we gon' prevail today, yeah.
Yo, this is Big Gangzilla. You're watching Reggae on TV. Rasta.
My name is Christopher Ellis. Respect, yours truly, yours sincerely. I'm just a simple, humble little youth, you know, that loves music. Something significant about me, though, is my father, you know, Alton Ellis. So I have to mention him first, because that's, you know, it's one of the main things about me and I'm proud of as well, you know. Reggae month being February is awesome. I'll tell you that right now. And I always tell my friends in England, if you're coming to Jamaica, come in February. There's so much events, you know, and I mean, this is Jamaica, so Reggae month is every month really, but the way how it's magnified in February is really good for artists as well and people who love the music. There's so many events happening, you know. Everywhere you turn, there's something happening. So Reggae month is something that I'm glad it's happening. I'm proud of it, and I will always be here in Jamaica, February, sure. Today I'm performing some songs that I'm really proud of, you know. These songs are really, really doing well in the UK, huge songs in the UK. And I would like to spread that love and spread the songs to Jamaica and make Jamaica hear these songs. Some great songs produced by Junior Gang as well, you know, and the whole team, Young Power and Ali and those guys produced these songs, and it's some really nice songs that I'm sure you know the viewers will love. So listen to this, man, some strong songs for the people.
Greetings, it's the singing wizard Christopher Ellis, yours truly. I'm here for you, the people, to sing some music. Reggae music, big up Reggae month. Reggae. Listen.
Here we are once again, yeah. Chilling with our family and friends, yes. The vibe is nice, give thanks for life. Whenever we smile, things are amazing. The going gets tough, still praising. Cause I got to give thanks for life. From our children full of energy, our songs full of melody. We all should be friends, not enemies. No, I don't want to see you down. We tour the world of different places. A passport stamp and enough suitcases. Our bank book full, so we need more pages. And mama's so proud of her little son. Saluting our friends that sing along to help us break bread and take it home. If it weren't for you. Oh boy. So here we are once again, yes. Chilling with our family and friends, yes. The vibe is nice, give thanks for life. Boy, whenever we smile, things are amazing. The going gets tough, still praising. Cause I've got to give thanks for life. From our children full of energy, our songs full of melody. Y'all should be friends, not enemies. No, I don't want to see you down. We beg all kids, don't skip class. You gotta get educated quick, fast. Your future's gotta stay bright like the forecast. In the summer when the sky turns blue, we need this life forever, things cannot get better. Yes, we've decided we're so blessed. We're so blessed. So here we are once again, yes. Chilling with our family and friends, yes. The vibe is nice, give thanks for life. Whenever we smile, things are amazing. Going gets tough, still praising. Cause I got to give thanks for life. From our
early life was really good. It's still good now. I grew up in a nice household with parents who loved me. My mom showered me with love, father showered me with love. And, you know, the examples that they gave me, these examples that we take, and it was music from early, you know. So growing up in my household, I'm seeing John Holt come to my house as a youngster. I'm seeing Ken Booth, you know, so that's where the music started for me. John Holt was the first artist who I learned about. After Alton Ellis, my father, John Holt was the artist, and that's when I said, oh, well, this singing thing is good, you know. And then we went from there, start touring my dad all over the world, which is very nice. 12 years old on stage, 13 years old on stage, you know, 5,000 people, pure big soups on the show, Ken Booth and Melodians and Diamonds. You know, so my journey of music started with these artists. Most people my age, they started with like Usher and those artists, you know, but my thing was Ken Booth and John Holt. And then after, I start getting used to the soul artists like Usher and them, and you know. So yeah, man, I think that's why my music has a mixture of sounds. You know?
Well, this one here is for all the lovers, you know, fighting to keep it going with longevity. Love wins every time, and this is from me to you.
Mine is 5 to 9, these hours are demanding. It's always a hello and goodbye. She's busy, so am I. It's hard to understand it. How can the two of us still be in love and manage to maintain when sometimes it flicker and dim through thicker and thin? Our love will never go out like a flame against the wind. Burning in doubt, yes, like a flame against the wind. Fighting the darkness, like a flame against the wind. We'll be against all the odds, yes. Sometimes it flicker and dim through thicker and thin. Our love will never go out. You show compassion, forgiveness if I do you wrong. Advice from your friends, they say move on. For the love and care through all the years, I should light up your finger, baby. Whenever I'm angry with you, we won't talk for a day or two. Cause sometimes it flicker and dim through thicker and thin. Our love will never go out like a flame against the wind, yes. Burning in doubt, yes, like a flame against the wind. We'll be fighting the darkness, like a flame against the wind. It's us against all the odds, yes. Sometimes it flicker and dim through thicker and thin. Our love will never go out. They've been taking bets and wondering how long I'll be loving you. We will prove them wrong, we give and take and show them what to do. And definitely you'll be staying here. In my heart, in my heart, in my heart. I don't have the answers, neither you. But we can't love much more than we do. Still sometimes it flicker and dim through thicker and thin. Our love will never go out like a flame against the wind. We'll be burning and die, yeah, like a flame against the wind. Oh, no, fighting the dark. Flame against the wind, I said. Against the odds, I said. That sometimes it flicker and dim through thicker and thin. Still, our love will never go out. Keep it burning, yeah. It's burning lazy, fighting the dark,
feels nice to be selected as one of the artists, you know, to come and be part of Reggae Month thing. Remember, I live in the UK, so for me, it's how can I say? It's a little more difficult, you know. So I made a stance to say, you know what, come Jamaica and sit in, because I want to be in that batch of artists. You know, when you hear the names of Romain, Taros, then Chris, yeah, I really admire what they do and how they're so constant with the music, and I want to be in that batch, you know. Yeah, so I'm here now, Jamaica. Love it.
Yes, so this one here is a campaign for reggae music. Smooth and deadly, nice and easy. Still go a dance, Christopher Ellis. Listen keenly.
When reggae music played, what a way the dance all changed. Yet we still go our dancing way. Hey, I miss when reggae music played. What a way the dance all changed. Yet we still go our dancing way. Said we not cause no trouble. I know this, we had this. Really love how you juggle, but there's a sound that we miss. We've got most grounds covered, but we want reminisce of the long time days. Yes, we want hear some Dennis. You can play anyone or even few alternates. Couple over every song and even draw a couple berries. But the crowd sing along and nice up the place. I say, I miss when reggae music played. What a way the dance all changed. Yet we still go our dancing way. Hey, I miss when reggae music played. What a way the dance all changed. Yet we still go our dancing way. Selector, big up yourself, cause we are enjoy the night. Me and my whole crew run out. We are going hold a vibe. And me not dry out. Still me not tell no lies. I don't feel no way. Me want air cool and deadly. We go dance with my girl, but with me call we are Gregory. It's one man against the world, and when the system's against me, my voice can be heard in no songs from yesterday. I say it. I miss when reggae music played. What a way the dance all changed. Yet we still go our dancing way. I say, I miss when reggae music played. What a way the dance all changed. Yet we still go our dancing way. Can you believe? I miss when reggae music played. What a way the dance all changed. Yet we still go our dancing way. Still getting in the dance. Hey, I miss when reggae music played. What a way the dance all changed. Yet we still go our dancing way.
I will say this to the viewers: how you live, it will show how to treat your kids. Because everywhere I go, people show me love for my father, and not just because of the music. So, yo, your father's a nice man, you know, and I'm always smiling and give some good words, and it was positive, you know. So I hope to have that same kind of attitude towards life and that same positivity on my life and my children's life, you know. Just living good, you know, like just living good and doing well.
Some boy can't play lovers rock or no rubber duck for you. Them pull up too fast cause them can't last making love to you. Baby, I play rubber duck for you. Sure. Rubber duck for you. Baby, I play rubber dub for you. Rubber dub for you. Some boy can't wallpaper scrub, cause them can't make love to you. Some boy don't play one drop or no rubber dub for you. Baby, I play rubber dub for you. Rubber dub for you. Baby, I play rubber dub for you. Rubber dub for you. And even though the real rubber dub still sounds so sweet, they're not talking about it. And even when the competition claims that them can compete, yeah, but I doubt it. We got tunes, we got dubs, and I've got you, we've got love. You've got me, we've got us. Ain't no need to rush. Some boy can't play lovers rock or no rubber dub for you. Them pull up too fast, cause them can't last making love to you. Baby, I play rubber dub for you. Rubber dub for you. Baby, I play rubber dub for you. Rubber dub for you. And no matter what anyone say, we still go a dance same way. Anyway, we string up and play. Proper rubber dubbing all day. Make a tune play from a tune start. Make the tune play, brother, stop talk. Make the tune play, lovers want rock. Ain't no need to rush. Some boy can't play lovers rock or no rubber dub for you. Them pull up too fast, cause them can't last making love to you. Baby, I play rubber dub for you. Rubber dub for you. Baby, I play rubber dub for you. Rubber dub for you. Some boy can't wallpaper scrub, cause them can't make love to you. Some boy don't play one drop or no rubber dub for you. Baby, I play rubber dub for you. Rubber dub for you. Baby, I play rubber dub for you. Rubber dub for you.
This is Glenn Titus Campbell, and you're watching Reggae Month TV.
Reggae Month TV. On air, on cable, online.
You know, in tune to the voice of the one carbon, the hard one. High universal broadband. You know the thing go already? One blood cell, one common thread through the universe, 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. So just one blood, one love. So the music right now is just awakening the frequency and the mentality of humanity to be a better human, a better surrounding and a better environment. So carbon is that. So we see ourselves on the highest aloft, the highest plateau, Mount Zion, the highest region. Yeah, the songs that I'll be doing in this program, there's a song called Lion Roar that I start with. The Lion's Roar, you don't know His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, the 225th king, elect of himself as light of this world. So the Lion of the tribe of Judah, it's really a representation of the king. So otherwise, that we have light like a feather. You know, in this time, the world is on the brink of devastation. So we have to hold an upright meditation. So it's easy to be light like a feather, you know what I mean? For all people will walk. Each shall walk in the path of their God. But I and I shall walk in the path of Rastafari forevermore. Noble character, kingly character, Haile Selassie I the first. Civilization is essentially the rule of persuasion over force. Judge upon the path of His imperial majesty, leave out a Babylon course. When the lion roars, Babylon say no more. Africa for sure, liberate the minds of the poor. Yes. When the lion roars, they say no
surface to core. Stand up and triumph for the poor. Roll call for lion, Rasta Lisukili. Hurt need rescue from the state that she be. What will we hand down to posterity? Is it a low cost or atrocity? Let the teachings of His Majesty cultivate the mind. Reciprocating liberty, noble and divine. Humble for His bravery, reverence at this time. At this time, when the lion roar, Babylon say no more. Africa for sure, liberate the minds of the poor. Yeah. When the lion roar, say no more. Judah is the land giver from surface to core. Stand up and triumph for the poor. One by one, man, I let out of Babylon, I clean to the right and I love out the wrong. One carbon, the bell me bang. Highly Selassie and the Judah lion. Set the captive free, give them the motherland. Birthright is the ticket for the African. Highly Selassie, so the beer and the dragon and the eagle ride up on the bandwagon. Cooking politician, pursuit on a mission, misleading the masses, food and religion. Set the captive free, give them the motherland. Birthright is the ticket for the African. When the lion roar, Babylon say no more. Africa for sure, liberate the minds of the poor. Yeah. When the lion roar, they say no more. Judah is the lawgiver from surface to core. Stand up and triumph for the poor. Roll call for lion, Rasta Lisukili. Hurt need rescue from the state that she be. What will we hand down to posterity? Is it a low cost or atrocity? Let the teachings of His Majesty cultivate the mind. Reciprocating a liberty, noble and divine. Reverence for His bravery. Humble at this time. When the lion roar, say no more. Africa for sure, liberate the minds of the poor. Lion roar, lion roar, lion roar, lion roar. His Majesty Emperor, when the lion roar, say no more.
Yeah, Carbon the hard one, you don't know. Music is from a tender stage. We have been doing the music from old school and also in school, but professionally start writing when we're old school at teenage stage. I wrote my first song in Kencut. You don't know, big up 5Q Road, Kingston 10. Right now, I want big up the whole of Broadleaf, you know. Manchester, to be exact, you know. Big up Sirita, my grandmother, you don't know. From a tender stage, as I say, the music has been calling. So we grew up in a place where them call Broadleaf, you know what I mean? I went to Broadleaf all-age school, and then from there, my father came for me and bring me to town in 2000. So, and then I went from Broadleaf to Kencut, and that is now Kingston 10. You know what I mean? I grew up in Kencut there, and I leave from Kencut about 2008, and I'm presently now in Standpipe Community, Kingston 6. You know what I mean? So the journey has took me from place to place, but I still continue the mission, which is exhibiting my talents and my skills through music and word, sound and power. You know, so beautiful growth.
I'm in love with marijuana. Ding, 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 ding. I'm in love with marijuana. Represent. Never lose your roots, again fame. Better when you praise your name. Selassie, I sit on the throne, forever he will reign. So give me the fire key, make me get a light. Run and grow in a ghetto life. Where Babylon they kill the marijuana fight. And that alone I make the people feel alright. Light like a feather. When me light them ya greater. Me like the ganja have me under. Light like a feather. When me light them ya great, yeah. Me like them ya mates, yeah. Fi fly me no need visa. Give me the maca, no wanna grabber. Let me the weed, both send and the dagger. Let me cut it up well fine. Roll it up and light same time. In a me ready, you know me steady. When me have no visible to nobody. It give I the wings to fly. Take me to another ride. So I'm not the only one. Where you smoke high grade in here tonight. From you buy your own weed and you have your own light. What a vibe. Never lose your roots, we gain fame. Better if you praise your name. Still I see I sit on the throne forever in the rain. So give me the fire key, make me get alive. Run and grow in a ghetto life. Where Babylon they give the marijuana fight. And that alone I make the people feel alright. Light like a feather. When me light them ya greater. Me like them ya mates. Where the ganja have me under. Light like a feather. When me light them ya greater. Me like them ya mates. Fi fly me no need visa. Dash a fire upon the misleader them. What the mislead get a youth them fi mix up and blend. Make me natty flow separate from them. No need to eat no flesh and naturality we defend. Now go astray fi please no pretty girl. Warrior no fi bleach couldn't Jerry curl. Make your natty flow like the birds in the wind. Beat the kete drum myself fi chant and sing. Never lose your roots fi gain fame. Better when you praise your name. Still I see I sit on the throne forever in the rain. So give me the fire key, make me get alive. Run and grow in a ghetto life. Where Babylon I give the marijuana fight. And that alone I make the people feel alright. Light like a feather. When me light them ya greater. Me like them ya mates. Where the ganja have me under. Light like a paper. When me light them ya greater. Me like them ya mates. Fi fly me no want visa. Me no want a visa. Ding 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 ding. Wa da 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 da.
Positive lyrics now, you know positive lyrics. We definitely put out what we want and what we want to receive. You know what I mean? So the nature is like that. So always put out the positive, receive the positive, because how you give, you receive, you know what I mean? So that's simplicity. I'm very grateful for the moment, and I'm very grateful for all that has come out of this journey. So I see myself growing like a plant and growing into a tree, growing humongous, and keep on watering that with knowledge so I can expand globally. But Africa is the main focus, it's the main aim, you know, repatriation and reparation.
Proud of ourselves, Reggae on TV. Proud of ourselves. Yes, yes. This is Queen Africa. Keep it locked. Reggae on TV. Load. Yeah.
Yes, this is Rasai. My music is upful, positive. Sonically, it has improved. Lyrically, we've improved. I just want you to, you know, when you listen to my music, you're supposed to get a pleasant feeling. You're supposed to, you know, feel like your energy up there. You know, it's feel-good music with conscious lyrics, same way. You know, the sound is good, you can dance to it, you can groove to it. But you must always remember the message, you know, the music same way, which is love. And I think love is something that we're lacking in Jamaica and even across the world right now with everything that is happening.
La 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 la. Costa, Costa, Costa.
Them I call me a Don, but I love man I use up on the line. Show the use them a plan. Say a time for a move up the rocks. Them I call me a Jenna, because my uplift the youth to live better. Said the world already have enough stepper. Show them a different way to stack cheddar. Ooh, Jaja, but them I go to stop a rasta. Ooh, Jaja, tell them some steady on the chat now. Ooh, Jaja, when them I go to stop a rasta. Ooh, Jaja, tell them some ready on the chat now. Cause a king man thing, you have to live how the king man live. Man, I tell you, say a king man thing. You have to listen where the king man sing. Oh, king man thing. You have to live how the king man live. Say a king man thing. You have to listen where the king man sing. Oh, yeah. You have to live how the king man live. Vice of the man called Rasai, aka the king man. What you mean? Ready now? Tell them. One general, one Dan. Fi I this as he was a one skunk. Now the whole world singing one song. Petty prejudice man I run from. Me coulda never deny the king, you know. Enough of them a move like lost sheep, you know. All who did that talk said them real. Better hold a corner go ease. Cause a king man thing. You have to live how the king man live. Oh, king man thing. You have to listen where the king man sing. Oh, you mean king man thing. You have to live how the king man live. Oh Lord, king man thing. You have to listen where the king man sing. You have to listen where the king man sing. I listen, I say. You have to live how the king
motivates me as an artist is really just life, you know, experiences, whether it be mine or people close to me, or even just whatever is going on in the world overall. But everything is with life, you know, creation is life. Some of the artists that influenced me growing up, Dennis Brown first. Dennis Brown is my favorite singer. Sizzla, Stephen Marley, Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, Mighty Diamonds, just to name a few.
La la la. Go style. Hey, top chef, king man, they have to lock it down, lock it down, lock it down. Tell them no give me no run around. Talk with your chest and no make a sound. Cause right now me fit up for every round. Lock it down, lock it down, lock it down. Tell them no give me no run around. Talk with your chest and no make a sound. Cause right now me fit up for every round. So me deal with it skillfully. Coulda never bring certain thing to it. Sing from me and stay true to this. Some of them are some fool to this. Oh, what a joy when me tune and knock. Fi see mommy and daddy and every youth a rock. These conscious lyrics where the youths a lock. Somebody tell me walk one jam rock. Even though we know the time stuff and the fight enough, man, my life must go on. So we keep our vibes up and we load up and we light up the steamer, so we keep it heights up. Spreading the words of the righteous. Teach them the truth cause the lies enough. Get them to open their eyes. Now we arise and then we lock it down, lock it down, lock it down. Tell them no give me no run around. Talk with your chest and no make a sound. Cause right now me fit up for every round. Lock it down, lock it down, lock it down. Tell them no give me no run around. Talk with your chest and no make a sound. Cause right now me fit up for every round. Like a funny feel. Show them how I tackle. Feel, representing the Prince of Peace. And you know me hailing from the East. So let me give you the ingredients. Have a clean heart and a little patience. I feel have the melody with the right cadence. Make sure so the top end and the bass well blend. I feel have the harmony like the high trees then. Link wellness for the high trees then. Make sure so the rhythm have the right sequence. And everybody on the right frequency. We know the time stuff and the fight enough. Remember life must go on, so we keep our vibes up. And we load up and we light up. The steamer so we keep it heights up. Spreading the words of the righteous. Teach them the truth cause the lies enough. Get them to open their eyes. Now we arise and then we lock it down, lock it down, lock it down. Tell them no give me no run around. Talk with their chest and no make a sound. Cause right now me fit up for every round. Lock it down, lock it down, lock it down. Tell them no give me no run around. Talk with their chest and no make a sound.
The significance of Reggae Month for me is to remind us of the power, the significance of this music, not just amongst Jamaicans but the world over, because when you look at it, we influence so many different sounds worldwide, and even the pop scene. If you check many of the hits, the #1 songs in the past, many of them have a lot of reggae and dancehall influence. So we have to remind ourselves, how powerful our music is, and remember that we need to stay true to ourselves.
Na 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 na, na 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 na. Take me away, take me away. Take me somewhere wonderful. So tired of being misunderstood. I keep on doing all the good, cause life always works out as it should. Yeah. And for so long we are hold on. I lucky things that we so strong. They said them so gone on them program. We have a different slogan, and so we try it on the right road. Surround myself with the right folks, the ones who always keeping eye close. The kind of love you can't fight up. Jah give I the clarity. We only want what is best for humanity. I don't need them charity right now. We only want the opportunity. That's all it is, truthfully. Just give me what due to me. So when the music hits the right place and I'm in the right space, take me somewhere wonderful. So tired of being misunderstood. I keep on doing all the good, cause life always works out as it should. Yeah.
Tell the youths where you bust it up, out the road. Find an empress and go lay down. In a house, not bother with the low star flex, like a clown. Not bother with the low star flex, like a clown. Tell the youths where you bust it up, out the road. Find an empress and go lay down. In a house, bother with the low star flex, like a clown. Not bother with the low star flex, like a clown.
So, spend no time chasing anything when I could be life changing. Cause moments wasted can't be returned, you can't rewrite the pages. Please, Jah, give us the clarity. We only want what is best for humanity. I don't need them charity right now, me only want the opportunity. That's all it is, truthfully. Just give me what due to me. So when the music hits the right place and I'm in the right space, it takes me somewhere wonderful. So tired of being misunderstood. I keep on doing all the good, cause life always works out as it should. As it should, as it should. Take me somewhere.
My name is Rasai, thank you very much. Go and check out my new album, Kingman.
Jamaica, the land of Bob Marley, Marcus Messiah Garvey, Usain Bolt, and of course, Reggae Month, the only month-long reggae music festival on planet Earth, where something reggae happens every day in the month of February, ranging from mega reggae concerts, reggae award ceremonies, and educational symposia on reggae. February is Reggae Month. Reggae Month is February, when Jamaica invites the world to come to Mecca, Reggae Mecca, and come catch the rhythm like no place else on earth, only in Jamaica.
And that's how I made to give him the door, breathe, I'm delighted. Jano say my passion ignited. Got the music get me excited. I'm coming like a boss.
Who are fans of reggae music, just come out and support Reggae Month. Whatever we're doing, whatever we're keeping, just come out and support us. Because this is Jamaica and this is where reggae is from.
It is Reggae Month. Make sure you come out and celebrate in every Reggae Month event. A feel music, it is massive. It is powerful. Come out and celebrate Reggae Month.
Traveling to Jamaica? Submit your customs and immigration declaration online for faster processing.